Oh, okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Coalition.com's Knights of the Turntable podcast. This is episode 2. I am your host, Charles Singletary, aka Profex, and with me, I have two guests from the first week. We got Joe Hova,
Yo, what's up?
and we also have Gary Swaby.
Hey, what's up? Good to be back.
All right, thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We'll start it off as usual with what we are listening to currently. I'll start off with Gary. What are you listening to, man?
You'll have to skip me because I haven't listened to anything the past week. Like, I haven't even had time to really sit down and listen to anything. Like, my life is just
Yo,
so crazy.
those
But
weeks are the worst.
yeah,
Yeah, they are pretty bad. It's been almost kind of like that for me too. What about you, Joe? What have you been listening to?
All right, so the new Jeremiah EP came out
No.
last week. I can't remember what day it came out. His EP with Shlomo. It's 6 tracks. It's freaking amazing. Like I had two songs back there. There's two songs back to back. It's called Bo Peep and then Let It Go. And so I played those probably for like 3 hours straight on Friday night. And
All
then
right.
Jordan, I can't ever pronounce their name right, but they just dropped an EP too, and I have been playing that all day today. It's amazing.
Okay. What genre is that second one?
It's more, it's like an R&B, but it's more like a kind of pop techno R&B.
Okay. All right. Well, I have to check both of those out. Like I saw a few people talking about the Jeremiah joint. I just didn't get a chance to listen to it. I've never actually listened to a full project from him at all, but I've heard that he's really good.
Def Jam is dropping the ball because his last two projects have been free. This one and Late Nights with Jeremiah, and they are both flames.
Okay. Cool. I'm definitely gonna check that out. On my end, not too much as far as new stuff. I've actually been listening to a lot of old Ab Soul to kind of soothe my aching heart at the quality of these days, and Saba's Comfort Zone, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I just been drowning my sorrows with old Ab Soul, man. That's all for me.
Poor
Um,
Absol.
yeah. Is there anything that you two are planning to listen to, like you got in your queue ready to go?
yeah, I want to listen to the Absol and Schoolboy Q stuff because I have listened to Schoolboy Q before and I like his music, so I want to hear more. And I want to hear Absol after I heard that Daylight Battle, because he seems
Okay.
cool. So yeah, definitely want
Um,
to check out their stuff.
For me, it's not out yet, but I really like Cameron's first of the month EP that he dropped this month. So I'm looking
Mhm.
forward to the one that drops in August.
Okay, cool.
Oh
Is
yeah,
it just
that
like a
too.
follow up to the EP, or
Yeah, well, his plan is because he's releasing that one on Fool's Gold. So like up until that, he's releasing an EP every month, and it's going to be the first of the month series.
oh, I did not know that.
Yeah,
Cool.
so
Well,
he dropped 5 tracks last month. He drops another 5 in August, and it all leads up to that Fool's Gold one.
cool. I have to check the first one out. I haven't checked it out yet. There's actually nothing for me on the list, like things for me to listen to. Oh, actually, scratch that. I lied. I actually have B.O.B.'s No Genre 2. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. And I'm gonna force myself to go through that for a
You're
new
really gonna
segment that I'm working on.
you're really gonna go down that road?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do it, man. Like
You're a brave man.
I'm gonna give it a shot, and you're gonna see my opinion on it very soon. So look out for the first listen series. That should happen very soon.
Lordy, Lordy, Michael Jordy.
Word. But let's jump into the first topic. Um, and B.O.B. might be this for you, but in any skill-based entertainment, there's always a point where those engaged in it retire, or there's usually a general idea of when a person should retire, age-wise, performance-wise, whatever. But in hip-hop, it seems to not really have that, and we got people that just keep going and going and going, regardless of how good or bad they're doing.
Like Too
But
Short.
exactly, you're all. I just heard a song with Too Short. I think it was Chris Brown's "Loyal" track or whatever.
Yep,
The
Chris
West Coast
Brown. He
version
has a
has Too
verse on
Short
it.
on it.
Yep.
Yeah, but which artists out right now that are still doing music do you think should retire for good? I will start with Gary and hope that he says 50 Cent.
Hell no. But I mean, I'm sure there's a long list. I just can't think of them all right now. But off the top of the head, DMX, because he's ruining his legacy by
I agree.
continuing to make music. So he needs to just chill out. And
Yeah.
Ja Rule, because he had a few hits back in the day, but like, what's he really gonna do now in 2014? Like, he needs to just chill and get a side hustle or something.
Where I agree. And the thing with DMX, I really wish he could find his like zone again because when DMX was hot, that was some of the most entertaining music I've ever experienced.
Oh yeah,
I
he had a
loved
great
all
run.
of it.
You know what's
Yeah.
funny now though is that nobody wants to hear DMX music. We would rather see him yell at the internet.
Yeah, I get him on interviews. Like no more music, but every interview that he wants to be involved in, I'm down for it. Like unless he does a Christmas album, I'll definitely be down for that.
Yo, a
But
DMX Christmas album would be amazing.
definitely. But who do you think should retire, Joe?
Um, you know what? I thought about this when you told me these topics a little bit earlier, and I couldn't think of anybody until now. And I think it's Lupe
Oh my! Oh, come on, man.
because I don't care to hear his music anymore. Like he's become more of a stigmatism. Like he's like basically Twitter has ruined him, in my
That's true.
opinion.
I agree. Twitter definitely ruined him.
Twitter
Or
ruined
more
him
so,
as
or
much
more
as it
so.
did
But
Budden and Wale.
I think with Lupe, him paying attention to what people say on Twitter is what killed it.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because like with Budden, I don't think it's so much him paying attention as he just likes getting attention. But
Hmm.
Wale and Lupe paying attention and reacting so much is what killed the idea of them, basically.
Yeah. And like Lupe, like he has songs with Ty Dolla $ign. Like I still haven't listened to that one that they just released, but like I mean that's like a weird combo, and like he's just his music does nothing for me anymore.
I feel you. I can understand that.
Yeah, it's like
I don't.
it's hard for him to top Food and Liquor, I think.
Yeah, he had one of those
Uh,
albums out the gate. He had one of those albums out the gate that was really, really good, and it set the bar for him. And then after that, it was kind of like a slow decline.
I disagree that it happened right after Food and Liquor because I think the Cool is on the level, if not better than Food and Liquor.
Yeah, the
I
Cool
think
was
the
good too.
cool, yeah, I think the cool is really good. I don't think it's as good as Food and Liquor though.
Yeah. But after that, I must say it has declined like significantly. But we'll come back to Lupe. It's actually something else I want to say about him, but I'll say it much later. As far as me, like he hasn't released anything recently, but I know that he's thinking about it because like I just have that feeling. But I really think Ludacris should retire completely. Like
Yes.
legitimately retire. I want him to announce it, like come on television or some station and be like, "Yo, I'm done. This is
Yeah,
a wrap. I'm
you know
gonna
what?
focus on
Like,
acting or something."
yeah, because he's actually a decent actor, in my opinion. So
I agree.
he should just
Yeah,
do that.
yeah. Focus on acting. Like Ice T. You don't see Ice T out here trying to put tracks out.
Nope.
Yeah,
Hanging around with
he can't
like
do
the
that no
old folks
more.
like freaking E40 putting out 2 albums every couple
Oh
months
my
or something.
God. If I hear another E40 release that's like I'm releasing 3 albums the same day for the third year in a row, I don't know.
That's another person that should retire. But
Like that
it's
dude
with
has
him.
like 9,000 songs in a year.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And like the only reason why I won't focus mainly on him is because I don't listen to him at all anymore.
Like I don't think anybody. I think people from the Bay listen to E40 because they have like their own little support system, kind of like Houston does with their
Yeah,
artists. But like
that's true.
E40, like you don't listen to E40. Like if you're from the Midwest or the West Coast or the East Coast, I mean, or the South, like you just don't listen to E40.
Yeah, that's true. Like
Yeah,
you
since
gotta
we're
let it
since we're
go.
talking about the West Coast as well, I think I'm gonna go ahead and mention Dr. Dre and say that I don't even want detox now. Like, just get your
Oh,
just get your $1 billion and chill. Like, you don't need to make music anymore. I
Yeah,
mean,
we
you can
don't.
still make beats, but like,
Like
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
honestly, we
really
don't even know
don't
if
love
he's
the
still
Dre
making
album.
beats, man.
Oh no, he
Um,
did. Come on, he probably hasn't been making beats since Scott Storch.
yeah, I don't think he's making beats anymore. Like he's just buying them and putting his little touch on them and putting his name on it. I think that's about it. But I can agree with Dr. Dre. And I Detox, like with Jay Electronica's album, I'm still looking forward to that. But Detox though, I'm way done with that. And I might hit Jay Electronica level, but I still believe that's coming out this year. I don't care what anybody says, that's gonna drop this year.
Somebody will give you a blank CD with a written note that says Jay Electronica's album, and like people would buy it because they would think it's Jay Electronica's album. Like that's how much people really want to buy this album, but he doesn't have any music.
Man, he has music. He just won't give it to us. He showed a picture of the freaking track list, man. It's done. He's just not giving it to us. I don't know why.
Look, I can't respect somebody who lets Gucci Mane put out more mixtapes than albums or projects than you while he's in jail. Like I just can't.
I'm not even gonna touch on that. But moving on to the next subject. Name an artist that you hated at first and then loved over time. We will go with Joe first because you told me this was gonna be easy for you.
Yeah, this is really easy for me. It's actually it plays into my last answer a little bit because I was a big Jeezy fan when Jeezy and Gucci both came out around the same time. Big Jeezy
Hmm.
fan. I hated Gucci. I could not stand Gucci. Like I hated myself for liking So Icy. But then over time, like once I got further in college, I was just like, holy crap, Gucci Man actually makes decent music. And so I kind of became more of a Gucci fan than Jeezy. Um, and another one for me is Future. I could not. I still to this day. I will. Anytime I play Pluto, I skip over Tony Montana. Like I hate that song. I just.
It's a
Oh,
pretty terrible song.
yes, it is awful. But over time, I started listening to more of his stuff, and I was just like, okay, he's actually pretty good. So those are
Yeah.
mine. Gucci and
Okay.
Future.
Mine it probably goes for a lot of people because of how he started out. But I actually like Joe Budden's music a whole lot. But I hated him. And you know why I hated him. The same reason everybody hated him before, and the same reason some people still hate him. That freaking Pump It Up song. Like, I had to hear that so much. Like, that was like the definition of freaking radio single at that
Yo, I
time. And it
loved
was the
Pump
most
It Up.
frustrating.
I
Dude,
loved it.
no. Like, the only way I enjoyed it was in freaking the movie. You Got Served. Because like I like dance movies and stuff, and like that was when I got when the song became tolerable was because of that movie. But other than that, it was so bad to me, and like, which is sad because now I've gone back and listened to even some songs off of that album, and Joe is really talented as a lyricist, and he's one of the better lyricists in the game right now, and I enjoy his music a whole lot. But how about you, Gary?
Yeah, well, firstly, I'd like to say, yeah, Budden definitely, because I didn't when he first came out, I didn't like him. I liked Focus, but that was about it. But
Mm,
then, once I started to hear all his mixtape stuff after that, that's when I really started to mess with him. But yeah, for my own personal one, I'm gonna say Lil Wayne because I have a love-hate relationship with him. Like,
that's a
because
good answer.
I used to listen to him like years and years ago, like when he was really young with Cash Money. But then I stopped listening to him, and I didn't hear him again until like he started to get super popular. And I didn't like the music then, but then I went back and listened to the Carter. Which one is it?
Carter 2?
Carter 2. Yeah, that's it. I started to listen to that, and I was like, yo, he's nice. He's nice when he's really trying.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So
Carter 1 and 2 are really dope. Um,
yeah.
I didn't like him too much before that, but I didn't hate him before that. Like he was cool to me.
Mhm.
It just wasn't anything that I would go out and buy. But Carter 1 and 2 were super dope and like a couple of my favorite albums.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. And
yeah.
most recently, you guys are gonna kill me for this one, but Chief Keef. only because like when I'm in a certain mood, that music is like perfect. Like
Man,
his
it's
music
not
is
that you
perfect.
fell in love with Chief Keef. You fell in love with his producer, man.
Yeah, pretty much, pretty much. But some of those songs on his album Finally Rich, like when you're in that zone, like say you just finished a long day of work and like you're just trying to get loose, like that music is perfect for that time of day. So I stay bumping that, like when I'm
Lo-
really.
Love Sosa's forever gonna be the jam. Love Sosa's so
Yeah,
dope.
definitely, definitely.
Man,
Rory's
I'm
ever
not.
all of us.
Y'all can keep Chief Keef, man. He's done for me. But let's slide into the next topic. Actually, this one is a special one. Um, I gave Joe, who wasn't very experienced with rap battling, a battle to watch. And that particular battle, and I know Gary's very familiar with it, is JC versus Chilla Jones. Now, the reason why I chose that one is because when that battle happened, neither one of them had a long history, which a lot of battles now, if you see somebody that's been around for a long time, there's a lot of things you won't understand if you don't know their history, some of the punchlines and things like that. And also with it being them being younger guys in the game, it's just all bars, all punchlines, and it was one of the best battles of the last few years, in my opinion. But Joe, with that being one of the first major battles that you've experienced, what did you take from that?
Um, I really liked JC. I liked how aggressive his flow was and how he looped like he could make punchlines loop around to like one big punchline. Um, what I didn't like was Chilla Jones flowed like this, and it just kind of like it made me not even want to watch it. Like after he start like because they let JC start it off, and I was like, okay, this is kind of cool, and then they went to Chilla Jones verse, and I'm just like, what am I watching? Like like it didn't. It made me not even want to finish it. Like I will be honest, I didn't even watch the like his last round. Like Chilla Jones, I like skimmed through it because it was.
He definitely shouldn't have gone second. I agree, and like he does have a slow style, but I cannot knock the lines and the schemes that he come up
Yeah,
with.
His punchlines
Like,
were really good.
yeah. What's
yeah,
sad about Chilla Jones is that like his pen game is one of the nicest in battle rap period, but like he just doesn't have the delivery to keep people interested. Because his most recent battle with Daylight, people I showed that battle to one of my friends who's in kind of into battle rap. He's like a casual watcher. Um,
mm,
and he was saying, oh, he's struggling to not skip Chilla Jones rounds and everything. So yeah, that's one of Chilla's biggest drawbacks, his delivery. But
yeah.
he's one of my favorites, even with the delivery. Like he's one of my favorites because I
Same
love
here, man.
hearing what he's gonna say.
Yeah, yeah. He's really dope.
Um,
Like he
and
good.
the last thing that I was gonna say is who won that battle because they didn't even like give a conclusion to it. I don't think like they were just like, okay,
Yeah,
it's over.
yeah. That one was a
Yeah,
promo battle. See, a
yeah,
lot
they
of them are
don't judge.
promo battles, and they don't judge it. They let the fans like kind of throw comments in and stuff, and then
Ah, okay, yeah, because there was like a 2 minute span where they were trying to chill the crowd, like
yeah,
each time like a punchline was said.
yeah, yeah. Because like JC, his punchlines are like that, where he gets a huge reaction. But like Chilla has gotten like that a lot too, though. Because I mean, his flow is still fairly slow, but his punches are a little bit more exciting, I guess you could say. So he can actually function well on the main stage. Like I
Yeah.
really enjoy his stuff.
Yeah, I think the
But
difference is that JC, he does better in the crowd because, he's got those punches where, it's easy to follow. It's like it hits you like a haymaker basically, and the crowd can understand it, and they can rock with it. But Chiller, you kind of have to like really listen to what he's saying to really understand where he's going with his schemes. And the crowd doesn't have a huge attention span, so it's harder for him to get that kind of reaction in a big crowd. And it shows when you battle DNA. Like lyrically, he barred DNA to death, but
yeah,
he just wasn't getting the crowd response, and that's why DNA took that battle because DNA, he's built for performance. Like,
Oh,
he's
definitely.
that crowd was his crowd. So
Yeah, like DNA definitely is built for that. Like when he battled Ill Will, have you watched that yet?
yeah, I watched that.
He destroyed Ill Will in the first round. It didn't
Yeah,
matter what happened after that point. Ill did not have the crowd, and he wasn't going to get him back. He was not built for that. DNA is like, with him being able to freestyle, yeah, that was a wrap on that one. But, Joe, so now that you've watched this, do you think you will be interested in seeing more?
Um, maybe. I mean, it was cool.
Or,
I'm
because I
just
mean, I'm sure we can think of some pretty dope ones for you to watch.
because like the way I listen to music, like the way I hear music is I always hear the beat first. So like the first few times I hear the beat, that's what or the song, that's what I'm hearing is the beat, and then I hear the lyrics. So
Yeah.
with there being no beat to battle rap, it's like going straight to lyrics, and it like confuses me sometimes.
Yeah, it's a different beast. It's a different beast, but it's an acquired thing, I think,
I
depending on
agree
how
with
you
that.
start it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with that.
but not to leave Gary out, since that is definitely one of the classics of the past few years. How do you? We've already kind of spoken on where Chilla has come, but how do you feel as far as JC's evolution since then?
um to be honest, I haven't been as big a fan of JC, his past few battles and everything.
Yeah,
um what was his most recent one? I can't even remember. I know he battled B Magic. He battled Tay Rock. I thought Tay Rock won, to be honest. um
I think Tay Rock won also, and I think B Magic.
yeah, I think B Magic got him.
Yeah, B Magic
um
got him too. Like he hasn't done as well as I hoped.
yeah,
He when he battled 100 Bullets, I'm a big 100 Bullets fan though, so I was glad that
yeah,
Bullets
yeah,
kind of killed him in that battle. But he definitely hasn't progressed as a battler as much as Chilla Jones in my opinion.
yeah, I agree.
But
Like, I
yeah,
get much more excited to see a Chiller battle than a JC battle right now.
yeah, like one of the most disappointing things for JC for me was when he battled Young Ill. Both of them stunk up the joint in my opinion.
Yeah, there was a lot of behind the scenes stuff with that battle, because like that was the event that got shut down, and they were just starting out when that battle went on, and it was only really the battle rappers in the building. There was no actual like real fans there, so that's
Yeah.
why like there wasn't that many reactions and stuff while they were spitting. And then there was a fight that happened as well during that battle, or it was it kicked off during that battle, like they had an
I didn't know
argument
anything
or
about
something
that
like
one.
that. So yeah, the energy was just completely dead in that battle. But yeah, they wasn't really saying much either anyway, so
Yeah, like especially
it
for
didn't.
them having similar styles and the punches that they can bring, they just didn't
Yeah,
bring any of that. Like,
yeah,
beyond the energy.
that was supposed to be a really important battle because people had been saying that JC is a clone of Young Ill. So,
Right.
this was like student versus master, pretty much. Like,
Yeah, exactly. And it just didn't turn out that way at all. Not
yeah.
even a little bit. But going on to the next thing. Now, this one is a surprise topic for you guys. Um, all right. So I already have my answer because I've been able to think about it. But I want you guys to come up with two dream collaborations. One, dead or alive, doesn't matter. One, a full project, a collection of people you'd like to see for a full project, and then two, just one track from a group of people. So it can be,
Wait, say that again.
artists. It can be a full project, dream collaboration. So
Uh-huh.
whatever artist, producers, or whatever, and then one track from a group of people. Because
Okay,
I
so
feel like some people work really well on like I think could work well on a full album, and then there are some people I think should just do one track together and it would be dope.
you're saying like put a rapper with a producer for a song, and then another one
Yeah,
for a whole album. Is that what you
yeah,
mean? Okay.
yeah, and it can be multiple artists on that song too. But I'll give you just to give you an idea. I'll tell you mine. Now, my dream song
Yeah.
is uh, Black Thought, Ab Soul, and LCL. Now, you guys don't know who LCL is by that term, but I'm going to explain something. So, Lupe Fiasco, there's two versions of Lupe Fiasco. There's the Lupe Fiasco that we have right now with the dreads and the terrible music, and then there's Low Cut Lupe, who's LCL. And
Oh,
low cut Lupe.
so you don't want Chief Keef's older brother. You want old Lupe. All right.
Yeah, I want the Lupe that gave us Fahrenheit, Food and Liquor, the Cool. I want Low Cut Lupe. That's a real thing. That is a different person from who we're experiencing now. But I want Low Cut Lupe, Absol, Black Thought, and I want the track to be produced by Just Blaze. That is my choice because I think Just Blaze really can do just about any style, but I haven't heard Absol or Lupe on something like that. And then with Black Thought, I think would be incredible. Because Absol actually did a track with Black Thought and Talib Kweli, and it's one of the best verses I've heard from Absol ever.
Didn't Just Blaze do something on Food and Liquor though?
Did he? I don't remember if he did. Wait, did he produce the track with Jay-Z?
The Pressure?
Yeah.
Maybe
he did do that one.
Might have.
I have to look into it, but I'm not entirely sure. But that is the collective I would have for the song. Now, for an entire project, there's All City Chess Club, which is never gonna freaking happen. And for those that weren't familiar, that's Lupe, Mickey Fax, Charles Hamilton, Cool Kids, Blue. Who else was in that, Joe? Do you remember?
Asher Roth.
Asher Roth was in that. I want All City Chess Club plus Tyler the Creator, because I think if it did stick around, some of the Odd Future guys would be a part of it. But I want All City Chess Club plus Tyler the Creator. But on the production side, Tyler, Charles Hamilton, and Jay Dilla do the production for that whole project. That's my dream album. Now, since y'all have had some time to think about it, what you got? Joe, you want to go first?
Yeah, because I think I know my song. Actually, no. I think I know my album. I would like to hear Kendrick Lamar on Ill Mind Beats for an album.
Ooh, that's a hell of a matchup right there.
And I think because I love Sky Zoo, and I love Sky Zoo and Ill Minds live from the tape deck, and that's similar styles.
Right. I hear you on that one.
So I think that would be my album. As for my song, I don't know. That's tough.
I thought you were gonna come out with like some Young Thug, Jeezy, Gucci, Thugger.
No, because they all already work with Metro Boomin and Mike Will and all of them, like in 808 Mafia and all that kind of stuff. Like they all already work together, so that happens all the time. I don't know. That's a tough one.
Gary, have you thought of any?
I'm having a tough time with the album as well, but for the single, I would say I want it to be a DJ Premier beat, and I want on that track I want Fabulous, Budden, and Lloyd Banks just going in on the track, because I think New York rappers, they suit primo beats, and those three specifically are some of the most lyrically talented, of the past 10 years or so, in that sort of area. I know Budden's not actually from New York, but it's that tri-state area, so,
True that. Well, I think that'd be dope. I have a question, though, while Joe thinks. Have you listened to Sky Zoo, like a project from Sky Zoo yet?
Who? Oh, you're talking to me?
Gary. No, Gary.
Okay.
Oh, me? Yeah, I've heard Sky Zoo.
Okay, cool. Because I know you have a lot of love for the New York artists and stuff, and I think he is arguably the better artist out of New York currently.
The sad thing is that New York's not going to promote him because he's not Bobby Shmurda.
Oh yeah,
Man,
that
I don't know the politics or the whole story behind that Bobby Shmurda thing, but those clips are hilarious.
Uh,
Those Vine videos, man,
those vines are amazing.
they are like they should just stop right there because
Yo,
there's nothing gonna
why
top
is
that.
why is he taking off right now? Is it just because of the dance, or is it like are they
I
trying
think
to
it's
just
seriously
take
because it's
him
just a
as like
dance.
It's
okay?
part. It's part of that, but he has, and he has, in my opinion, like what I've seen based off Twitter, he has more of a buzz in New York than Troy Ave has more of a buzz. And Troy Ave has worked his ass off for like the last 4 years, and Shmurda just put out that video in March, and he got like the funny thing is he didn't take off till after Summer Jam. So Summer Jam hit 3 weeks later. We get this Shmurda song and all these vines and stuff, and then now he gets a record deal.
Wow.
He
I'm gonna have to check
seems
this
to me
out.
like New York's Chief Keef or something.
Pretty much.
Golly. All right, I'm gonna have to listen to. I haven't even listened to Troy Ave, honestly.
Don't.
But yeah, I didn't think it was gonna be worth it at all.
It's
Yo,
not that good.
if you want to hear Troy Ave, just listen to 50 Cent Power the Dollar. That's your
Exactly.
Okay, so he's a clone, basically.
No lie, no lie.
All right, but
I think
Joe,
I think for my song though, I think I figured it out. I would like to hear Dom Kennedy on a Just Blaze beat.
you think he would fit that?
I think he could fit that.
Justice does some
Actually,
low key stuff.
Actually, not only Dom Kennedy, but that group of artists that came out around the 2010 time. So him and Crit and J. Cole.
Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying.
I think that would sound pretty decent.
I think that would be pretty fly, as a matter of fact. I've heard Crit and Cole on a track together already. I
Yeah.
can't remember who produced it, but yeah, I think that would be pretty dope.
Yeah, Kendrick was on that one too.
Yeah.
Yo,
Um,
whatever. I've got one sort of an idea for my album, but before that, I wanted to ask you guys, whatever happened to Heat Makers, the guys who used to make set beats and everything? Are
Yo,
they like still around, or did they break up or something?
I think they're still around. I recall looking at one of my record pools one day, and one of the Heatmakers members, he was like trying to do a solo like album. So like he had like a solo song,
Okay.
and I don't remember listening to it or even wanting to listen to it, but it was like I was just like, damn, like I knew from there like we weren't gonna get any good Heatmaker stuff after that.
that's a
Yeah, I
shame.
would like to see them, produce a whole album for one of these new MCs, like, whether it's Kendrick or Jay Electronica or, one of these new.
I'd like to hear anybody produce something for Jay Electronica.
Jay Electronica album sounded like Pootie Tangs right now.
Yeah, but yeah, Heatmakers,
Because
man. I hadn't thought about
they
them in
make
forever.
anyone sound hot, like, because Joel Santana, he wasn't really one of the most lyrically gifted back in the day, but, on those beats, like, Dipset just sounded amazing. So,
Yo, I paid good money for that Jewel's album, and I was so like taken away by how dope Heatmakers were all over it. Like it was crazy.
yeah,
Word.
definitely.
We're jumping into the last topic. Last episode, we talked about Total Slaughter, and one of the big highlights is how Hollow the Don basically destroyed Joe Budden because Joe Budden started reacting to the crowd, sadly, because he actually wasn't doing too bad, other than the microphone issues or whatever.
Let me interrupt you for a second. Rule number one on Twitter is you don't react, and Budden reacted at a rap battle when he's the Twitter
Live.
god.
Yeah, like he knows the rules.
He knows the
how
rules,
this
and he
works.
reacted.
But yeah, so Joe Budden reacted and got buried. I don't follow him on Twitter, so I'm sure he came up with some pretty clever excuse for losing, but whatever. But now apparently Hollow the Don was tweeting out that Eminem wants him to battle another industry artist. And Hollow was asking who he should take on. Apparently the front runners, I don't know if these are front runners from the fans or just names he threw out, but The Game and Cassidy are the names that were tossed out. Now, Cassidy I can understand, but the game, I've never thought of him in a battle sense, or never known him to be involved in that manner. But what do you guys think about this news? Gary, we'll start with you.
Yeah, the Cassidy one makes sense because Cassidy, he's been going back and forth with Arsenal and other. On his most recent diss, he dissed a lot of rappers, so battle rappers. So yeah, he would make
Yeah,
sense. I think at this point he kind of needs to jump in the ring because
yeah.
he's been going back and forth about it for so long. But the game, yeah, that's kind of left field. But to be honest, he might actually do well because I've always thought of Game as a really good rapper. Like he might not make great songs all the time, but he is a great rapper. Like when he's just rapping, like he's
Yeah.
really good at that.
I
So
can tell you this. Game will probably drop the dopest scheme that names every rap battler in
yep,
history.
yep, yep.
Like, it will be the illest scheme you've ever heard, and he will mention everyone, dog, from the beginning to now. It'll be the dopest. But, Joe, what do you think?
Like you guys said, Cassidy makes sense. He's a battle rapper who turned into a rapper. The game one, you know what's funny about the game though? I know he's not a battle rapper, but when he dropped like 100 bars and running, and then 200 bars, and those entire like series or whatever, it
Yeah.
made me think that he could be a battle rapper because of like just the lyrical content and how long he could go on like just spitting lyrics. So I think that one would be okay.
The issue with Game, I think he'll run into the same issue that Joe ran into with not necessarily reacting, but your battle rounds sound like you're on a beat. I don't know if
And
Game could get away from that.
and it's a different environment for him too. Budden says that he was a battle rapper or whatever, but if you haven't done it in so long, it's a different environment than going into the studio.
Exactly. Now Cassidy, he lived that life. Like
Hmm.
that's what a lot of people know him for. So I think it would be dope. But a question for both of you: other than these two, who's someone in hip hop you would like to see battle Hollow the Don? Joe, if you want to jump it off, go right ahead.
Um, Probably Skyzoo. I think Skyzoo is lyrically one of the best, and I think that he would be not suited for it, but he would be more up to it than anybody because he would be more prepared.
You know what? That's a wild thought, and I probably never would have thought of that. But I would like for Skyzoo to do it because I think he would get him shine that he deserves and is not getting.
Hmm.
Just as an artist, period. Because he's one of the dopest in the game, but people just don't acknowledge it. Even like big heads that live off of this don't even throw his name out there. It's crazy. What about you, Gary?
Okay, I'm gonna give one really obvious answer, and then I'm gonna give a less obvious one to make up for it.
Don't say Eminem.
Yeah, it was Eminem, man, 'cause come on now, like and Hollow dissed Eminem and Shady, so it makes sense for Eminem to. He's not gonna do it, of course, but it would make sense for them to battle, and Eminem comes from that as well. He used to be in the Scribble Jam, Rap Olympics, all that stuff. So yeah,
It
that would be
seems
cool.
like if Eminem legitimately asked him who he should battle or to find someone else to battle in the industry, maybe Eminem is kind of taking him under his wing
Yeah.
because he has his hand on hip hop, the music industry, but he doesn't have much of a grasp on the rap battles. And maybe I mean Hollow the Don is a great first step for him if this is the case.
hmm
So, maybe way down the line, and some beef happen, or quote unquote publicity stunt beef happens, and we'll get Hollow versus Eminem. But what's your less obvious choice?
I was gonna say Hobson.
Oh
I
If you
can
my!
guys
see
listen
that.
to him.
I can see that because Hobson's
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, I think he'd be like suited for battle rap. Like he'd be like a Daylight, but probably less antics. But he'd be that type of battle rapper, like the one with bars. But they're always coming with some crazy antic or theme or something.
You know whose
I think
style would suit the battle rap thing though? I think, and I'm not a big fan of his music, is Yellow Wolf. Like he just comes
Man,
off like he would be one of those like decent battle rappers.
I agree. I agree. And like both of those answers actually make me think of another one for mine. Like I was gonna say Kendrick Lamar, mainly because Kendrick, his flow varies so often. I don't
Hmm.
think you'll have a problem with the battle scene and like not sounding like he's on the beat all the time. I think he can mix it up because his type of music is like that, where they can do acapella stuff. You know, him and Absol.
Hmm.
So I think he would thrive really well. Plus, he's really good at freestyling. Like,
Yeah.
and his delivery would be nuts in a battle arena. But Hobson and even Yellow Wolf made me think Tech Nine would
Oh
be an
yeah.
amazing choice.
Oh
I
yeah,
think,
definitely.
yeah, I think Tech would destroy a lot of people if because he puts so much time into his music. If he were to put that same amount of time in a rap battle, I think he'd destroy anyone. I don't really see anyone being able to stop him.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, because like his writing, the lyricism, the flow, the he has the personality, he has the animated personality, the delivery, all of that. And even like I could imagine him taking on some of the antics that Daylight does, and being that type of guy. Like
Yeah.
probably not as ridiculous, but I think he would have kind of a theme for each one of his battles, and that would play really well into his performance. But now, we'll take who do y'all think would win between Cassidy and Hollow if it does happen? Because I think that's the most likely one to actually happen for sure.
Hollow easy.
Easy, there's no
Um.
debate.
Yeah, no debate. I kind of think Cassidy's not gonna, I don't think he's gonna be that nice if he comes back to battle rap. To be honest, I mean, yeah,
Man, he's had all this time to write. He's not doing anything else, man.
yeah, but like even some of his music isn't that great, and you know, I don't know, like some of his punchlines are real basic sometimes. I don't think he
That's
could
true.
really mess with someone that does this like pretty much for a living.
That's true. That's true. What about you, Joe? You agree?
Um. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Cassidy because, like you said, he's had all this time to write, and he might be hungry to get back into it. And if you take out one of the best, then your name's gonna get buzzing.
Yeah. I think the hunger is why Cassidy would win. I would go with Cassidy in this one.
But who would be more
Um,
hungrier though?
I think Cassidy would. Hollow has been eating off of Rap Battle. Cassidy is a little hungry, period, off of everything. Like he hadn't been
Cassidy
doing
ain't
much of
been putting
anything.
out good music in like the last 7 years. Like he needs something.
No, like he beefed with Meek Mills and lost. Like he
Yeah,
really
like
needs
if
some help.
if you if you lose to a guy who yells on every track, you need help.
Yeah.
I kind of
Like
think Cassidy would struggle. He can freestyle, right?
yeah.
Yeah. I kind of feel like he'd forget his rhymes, but then he'd probably freestyle.
You think he'd forget him? But he's like he's done like we've seen him battle rap though. Like that's what he's good at. I don't think he'll forget his
Who did he
rhymes.
battle though? He battled Freeway on. We only heard the audio, or yeah, there was a
Yeah.
video too, I think. But yeah,
Yeah, but
Out-
he didn't forget his lines, and that was a long battle too.
yeah. But what other battle has he had?
I've heard I've heard audio of another battle. I don't even know who he was battling.
But
It's
here's
actually
the
one that I
here's the
heard
thing.
before Freeway.
Here's the thing about Cassidy too. Like he kind of got his deal with Swizz Beats and them, and like it was about 2003, 2004. So like when he was battling, it's been over 10 years. So like a lot of those people probably don't battle anymore, or they're not names that we're familiar with.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he has a good shot. It would be much more. I think it'd be much more entertaining than the Joe Budden battle. He has a much better shot at it. And like, but the thing is, like, he says, "Who do you want to battle in the industry?" Does Cassidy even count
Yeah, I
as
think he
him?
counts.
Like, if Hollow wins, does that count as taking down an industry rapper at this point?
Yeah, because I class the industry rapper as someone who's had a mainstream album that was fairly successful, and
Hmm.
Cassidy had that. So yeah,
Okay.
even though he's not doing so good now, yeah, I count him.
What if we flipped it to somebody else who's from Philly, even though they're locked up? Because I think Benny Siegel.
Oh yeah.
I think he would be dope as a battle rapper.
Yeah.
He's just his aggression.
He had one of the best diss tracks of like perhaps all time against Jadakiss. Like that was nice.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Word. Can y'all hear
But
me?
I want
Yeah,
we
we can
can,
hear you.
I want Cassidy to battle Arsenal though, because they've been going back and forth, and I think like their styles would go together better in a battle because they're both like really disrespectful with their rhymes, whereas Hollow's like he's really clever with the wordplay and everything. So I think it would be a better match for Arsenal and Cassidy than Cassidy and Hollow.
Arsenal versus Cassidy? That would be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I want any of this to happen at a Total Slaughter event though.
Nah,
Or
that that could be a
I think
URL
it needs to
battle.
happen elsewhere. Yeah, it's got to happen elsewhere. But I don't know how far Eminem's going to go with investing in it, or if he'll want his name on it or anything like that. But
Yeah.
do you go ahead and give us your final word, gentlemen? Gary, you can go first.
Uh, just thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for supporting the show. We did get a few comments on the last episode. That was good to see. Happy to see that people actually want a hip hop show on the coalition. So yeah, make sure you guys sign up to the newsletter and everything, and keep following us and leaving comments.
Word, Joe Hova.
I tweeted after we got done that you should invite me onto your podcast so I could say free Gucci Man every time. So free Gucci Man. And also Jug. You gotta say it like Young Scooter. Jug.
Word. Okay, free Gucci man, and keep Meek Mills too. But my final word is make sure to check out the playlist. That is a playlist that we started this week. It debuted yesterday. It'll be a collection of mainstream artists, underground artists, and even downright obscure artists. And you can also let us know artists that you want to see featured in the comments there or even the comments here. And also, anyone that's listening, feel free to shoot us some questions down in the comments, something that you want answered on here. We're definitely going to have more guests on going into the future, and I hope you guys continue listening. And I appreciate it greatly. And thank you, Joe and Gary, for helping me to put this together, especially today through all this ridiculous stuff that's been going on. Y'all don't know it, but I'm recording behind a Best Buy right now because my Wi-Fi is out. It's real out here. We're trying to put this together for y'all.
He solicited his services, quote unquote.
No comment, man. But thank y'all for tuning in. It's been an honor. Knights of the Turntable, episode 2. We'll see you guys next week.
True.
Hear you.
Peace.